What's up, guys? It's your favorite host, Queen G of Queen G Live Experience. Welcome to another edition, and this is a special edition. We're actually going to be taking you into a beautiful lady's journey. Her name is Jaja Peach. We're going to speak with her about some of the issues that she has experienced with PTSD, and we're going to talk about how cannabis actually saves the lives of many people in the sense of their conditions and things like that. Like we've never went to this level on this show before. And I think it's very important that we address certain things because even for me, with recent epilepsy issues and things like that, things that have hit my plate health wise, I've had to rely on CBD oil and things that I've never used before ever in my life. So listen, guys, we're going to take you into the journey of Jaja Peach's life, talk to her about some of the things that she's experienced, and we're going to, talk about how cannabis has helped her and what she uses it for and the different things that it has done to help alleviate, even some of the load of all of the medicines that she was taking and things like that. We're going to talk about that too. I think it's important that we, address these type of things because for a lot of Americans, a lot of people, this is our issue. You know what I'm saying? So we want to bring it to you real and raw and not have anything sugar coated. So without any further ado, y'all, welcome my special guest, Miss Jaja Peach, to the show. Welcome to the Queen G Live Experience. How are you?
I'm peachy. I'm glad to be here.
Well, I am so grateful that you joined me today. And let me say this before we go into, the life, your life, and talk about some of the things that you've been experiencing. I want you to know that you're not the only person, and your journey, when we go into that and express some of the things that you've experienced, it's actually going to help so many people because it's for so many, they're experiencing these same things. And it's just, we don't talk about it. We don't put it out in public in the open, So today, I want you to feel free, express yourself. And I know that so many are going to come forward about having these same type of issues. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you for being on my platform and being so raw and uncut about some of the things that you're dealing with. So tell me a little bit about your life and, PTSD and some of the things that you've been experiencing. Talk to me.
Well, my PTSD is related to the military. I am a survivor of military sexual trauma. And at the time, 30 plus years ago, I did not speak out for fear of being persecuted by my command, by my fellow service members, just the culture of the military in general. So I suffered in silence for decades and not ever realizing I had PTSD. And a lot of things I experienced in my life was related to that. I've suffered some physical injuries also. So I'm dealing with not only the mental repercussions of PTSD, but also the physical traumas of injuries. And
that's actual physical injuries that you got from the service itself, right?
Some are from the service, some are from later, like vehicle accidents, things like that. Just trauma that happens in life and in aging.
Okay.
So the combination of the two, again, I suffered in silence for so long, not seeking help, not even realizing I needed help, self-medicating with, things that I didn't think was a big problem, like having a Tylenol PM to go to sleep, taking a wine cooler behind that, and living decades in that state.
Like that. Yeah. So, and I know for sure it is a lot of people going to bed to pain medication, and things like that, not realizing that it's not normal really to have to medicate to go to sleep,
No,
right?
that is correct. And I was given not only medications for the depression, medications to help with the medication that they gave me for the depression, medication to go to sleep, medication for anxiety, medication for nightmares, as well as for other physical ailments such as high blood pressure, diabetes, the chronic pain. So I was on a shopping bag of over 20 plus meds.
Damn.
Um,
And
and
I
it was
say
like,
damn because damn.
yeah. So some of the medications were given to me because it created other problems. From the self-medicating, I developed some liver problems. So medication was given to me to help with that problem, and then another medication to help counter the effects of that medication with some of the other medications. So medications led to more medications. And then some of the depression from things like the weight gain from the medications and not being successful
Right.
in able to alleviate that, but then constantly being told by medical professionals, part of my problem is my weight. But the medications kept me trapped in that vicious cycle.
And
Um,
that you taking the medication is what actually is adding the weight gain and all of that. Because this is what I listen. Can I talk about this in my
yeah,
recent days of dealing with just the medication that I'm on from epilepsy? It's some kind of med called oxy something, right? What I didn't realize is that you got to balance out the right amount of medicine with the right amount of food and take it at the specific times too.
yeah,
So like it's a lot going on with this. You know what I'm saying? you
and
know,
then
it's not just me taking medicine. If you don't know the right amount to take dosage wise, right? With
yeah,
the right amount of balance of food, because you got to eat with these medications, or it has an adverse effect in the opposite direction where you feel kind of like you're loopy and all off balance and things like that. And you also got to have it on a schedule. See, they don't tell you that kind of stuff all the time. You know what they did to me? All they did, mama, they wrote me a prescription, sent me home, but they did not tell me, I want you to take one of these at, such and such time, and then I want you to take the others at night. They didn't tell me that till my last seizure. You hear me? They didn't tell me an actual schedule of these till my last seizure, and this whole time I'm finding out I'm taking them wrong. You know what I'm saying? So if you own 20 of these plus,
yes,
I can't imagine what your world is like, because you got to take one at this time, one at that time, one at that time. And then some of them you got to take together. Some of them you got to separate. You ain't necessarily remembering, you know what I mean, what's what, right? You probably overdosing on something, taking a little bit of this and too much, or you know what I mean? How do we?
I've been toxic from the medication before, had basically a toxicity where I've had the ringing in the ears and things like that because I've had too much of just aspirin or acetaminophen from that content in other medications. And no, they don't tell you. You have to learn how to check. One of the things they gave me so many diabetes meds because my blood sugars were in the 600s at
Right.
level, that by the time they gave me all the meds to try to get me balanced out and my A1C down, my A1C was dropping too low to dangerous levels. So one of the things with checking your blood sugar is very simple to do, but with other things, it's not so easy. And some of the physical conditions and the mental conditions don't work together, because I can tell you some of the medications affected my hair, And as a Black woman,
Yeah.
that's the crown and glory. And that affects the depression levels. And then the weight gain and constantly being bombarded with, if you just lost weight, you can get off of this med, you can help this condition. It's a vicious cycle.
It
And
even messes with your body chemistry too. Odor.
yes, ma'am.
Don't nobody talk about that kind of stuff.
Now, I'm having a weird phenomena where I actually get musty only under one arm.
Right.
And not under the other. I have reactions to sometimes my deodorants. I have to take control of a lot of things that I ingest and apply to myself.
Yeah.
Food allergies that I never had before because of the medicine interactions.
I noticed too, my husband cannot bathe with specific soaps and then come and make love to me with that specific soap because it's an irritation from the chemistry of the medicine and the soap. Like, it's weird.
Perfume.
Let's talk about it. Let's really break this down, sister. Like,
perfume does not smell the same on me anymore.
right.
Just laundry detergent. If a detergent I'm using is discontinued, it's a trial and error to get one that does not break me out. And just something as simple as washing your clothes should not be a medical adventure.
Right, but it is because of the different meds. Yeah. Oh my God. I thought it was just me.
No,
because I've been going through some stuff and I'm like, what in the world? I ain't never, you know what I mean, had an issue with just, this random kind of soap. Like, come on now. I thought it was just me.
And watermelon. I love watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, but I can't eat any of those anymore. But I haven't always had an allergic reaction, and my allergic reaction is violent. Apples. I can eat green, but I cannot eat red.
Wow.
Seafood. I have eaten lobster tails forever, and shrimp I love, but now I cannot have them. I've never had an EpiPen before in my life or an inhaler, but I have both now. And
you have to keep that one hand to facilitate the allergies that come from the medication.
I take stock. I should own stock in Benadryl. So just simple things like that. And I have talked to people one-on-one and found that a lot of people, especially veterans, and in particular, women of military sexual trauma, are experiencing very similar things, but some of them do not want to speak out. They won't seek the help. With cannabis, I've spoken to both male and female veterans. They are afraid that even getting their medical marijuana card will somehow interfere with their VA benefits.
Tell us about that. Now, what is the fear about it? Do they fear that they're going to lose their benefit and get kicked out of the military and things like that?
They fear that they may lose their benefits. They may end up in a rehab program. They feel that they may not get the treatment that they need because of that. There's a lot of stigmas surrounding medical marijuana. It has been around for a long time. Since I was a little girl back in the 60s, our mayor was treated with medical marijuana as he had glaucoma. So I know it's been a medical treatment, but it has not been mainstream. It has not been.
It hasn't been publicized because of the fear of what may happen if they find out that you are ingesting marijuana. So let me ask you this. you're saying basically, if you get your medical marijuana card with the approval of doctors and things like that, with the approval of your medical professionals for specific type of ailments like PTSD, epilepsy, there are different specific types of ailments that they approve the marijuana card for. If you get your card and the correct approval, it will not affect you as a veteran.
I will say that it has not affected me as a veteran. I've actually sat down with my doctors and gone over the meds they have given me that I still take and made sure there were no drug interactions or any adverse reactions that may come from the combination. One of the things I can say, I do take an opioid pain reliever for the chronic pain, but it
Right.
has kept me from taking a stronger dose or more of the same dose. I've been able to level off where I am. And yeah, and a lot of the
So
pills
the
I've been
cannabis is helping you to be removed off of some of the medications. Let me ask you this, because I can tell just with the CBD oil now, I haven't ventured off into other things like the pen or, gummies or anything like that. I haven't ventured off into other things. But just from the CBD oil, I can tell that I don't need as much medicine. Now, I can tell
yeah,
that for myself, just the way my body feels. Uh, can we safely say that you will kind of know yourself if, what effect is taken based on how it does your body?
yes, I feel like I've been given an opportunity to take part in my own health care. It has empowered me to do more research on my own, to ask more questions, and having food allergies has helped me to take control of exactly what I eat, what I use, and to not increase any medications and to actually back off of things like injectable insulin. And for the
Right.
first time since 2013, see my A1Cs come down into maybe not the levels they should be, but closer.
Sorry, that was my hubby calling. I was letting them know
I
I'm right in
understand.
the middle of the show.
That happens
The
sometimes.
thing about our mates is like you always answer their call no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And I keep it real with that. Like, you okay? All right, I'm in the middle of the show. I'll hit you back. You know what I'm saying? It's so much
Communication
going
is
on in the
key.
world. It's like, man,
It is.
you know. So anyway, what were you saying?
I was just saying I'm so empowered these days. We started a cooking school to help people to be able to take control over their foods and know what's going into what they're eating, even if it is edibles. You can quality edibles, not only more affordable, but tailored to you. Um, a lot of gummies are made with coconut oil, and I have a coconut allergy and always have. So I'm
Mm.
tailor my gummies and find coconut oils that I can use. And I've played with refined, unrefined, MCT until I finally found a combination that works for me. So
Right.
some of the trial and
My friend Star, I want to read this, what she said. We have to learn how to listen to the instruction of God, how to eat and become healthy. After a certain age, our bodies will not process and digest meat and other foods. We live to eat, we don't eat to live.
that is true.
Because
That is very
what I've done, and this has helped tremendously, I have cut all the way back on red meat. Okay, during this
It
time.
is
I've also
hard.
I've also cut back on fast food because I used to be a fast food person. I used to go through the drive-throughs all the time, pick up some because I got small kids. My kids are only, age 9. I got a set of 9-year-old twins. When you're
Oh,
running around with them, you know what I'm saying? You're going through drive-through McDonald's and oh come on, I want some McDonald's. So what I started doing was I realized that that's not a healthy habit, especially with the fact that I am almost 50. I'll be 50 in a year or two. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? Let me cut back on that altogether and cook my own food. I'm gonna cook everything and prepare it at home for myself. I am not going to be going through these fast food drive-throughs, period, at all. Cut back on red meat. I didn't say I cut it all the way out, but I cut back on the levels and the amounts that I was ingesting because I used to eat a lot of red meat. Um, I'm exchanging it with shrimp and with fish and lighter type of meats, and I'm adding more fruits and vegetables to my diet, and I'm eating. Uh, I wake up and I eat a very very light meal with vegetables and fruit, and then I don't eat the big meal till almost noon. I've been putting myself on a regimen and like a routine, and that's been really, really, really helping a lot. And the thing I got to add now is exercise. I got to add some kind of exercise in. I haven't done that yet, but it's been working though, and I noticed that I'm starting to feel better and almost back to my original self. You know, the thing about seizures, you don't know when they're going to come on. I got overexcited at the last one and had one just from getting too excited. I got excited because me and my kids published some books, and we went live about it, and I end up having to cut the live short because I felt my seizure coming on. And so you learn about your body, and you learn how to adjust all of that, and you learn how to regulate, like you said, what you say, self heal or self medicate,
yeah, I was self-medicating.
So
What I do now, oh,
tell us how the cannabis has helped you now in the different ways, and how it's beginning to help your body to heal itself.
well, I'm going to tell you on one side, I feel like the voices in my head are no longer screaming at each other. It has
Okay.
helped me gain an inner peace and be able to relax and work through some issues. I do what's called microdosing. So I'm not doing large amounts at a time. I'm doing small amounts all through the day. So I never get that euphoric high that some people are afraid of losing control and feeling, that funny, experience. So with the microdoses, I have just enough to keep things quiet and also not experience the intensity of the chronic pain.
Because you
And
were having pain and PTSD, which you're hearing voices in your head and things like that, and you
I wasn't
weren't
really,
level.
yeah, I wasn't really hearing the voices, but that's my best analogy of what was going on from the PTSD. It's like if
Okay.
you heard voices in your head arguing with each other, it's like that jumble mass of stuff just
Okay.
flying through your thoughts all day. It has helped
Mm-hmm.
calm a lot of that. And some of the depression was from the physical pain because I'm used to taking long walks and even running distances. And with some of the injuries, I cannot do that anymore.
Right.
And so when you do something simple as pick up a can of soda, but your hand won't grip it anymore, or you try to open a bottle of water and from the arthritis, you can't get a full grip to even do that. And you have to get someone to open it for you, or learn other methods like putting a bottle in the frame of the door, shutting the door and trying to twist the bottle. Those are very frustrating things, and that leads to depression, which leads to other things. And your mental state does have a big effect on your physical. And so I was on what I felt like a hamster wheel, just kind of trying to chase the answers to what's going on and never finding anything. So now
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm
I'm
a,
just I'm so grateful for your honesty because it's a lot of your frustrations that I've also been experiencing, and I thought it was just my world. You
no,
know,
ma'am.
like the frustration of now having to drive shorter distances, you know, and not be in a car for as long as I want to, wherever I want to go. Um, because you seizures, the thing with seizures, you know, you can't drive long distances like that.
No, you can't.
You
You
know, and
can't.
the frustration from the fact that my entire lifestyle changed from the changes with the medication and my lifestyle and all that. Like all of that was a lot of frustration, you know. Oh, the dog is okay, by the way.
Okay. That's
I
one of
don't
three.
mind.
Yeah,
I
we have
don't
two
mind.
dogs
Don't
to
worry.
train.
Don't
Yeah,
worry about that.
we have a Chihuahua who you hear, but we have an Akita and an Anatolian Shepherd as service dogs to get into training.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
he is having that connection with that service animal has been very comforting, even though they're not trained, just having them around. And the Chihuahua is very receptive and very perceptive of the changes in our physical as well as our mental states. So that has made a big, big difference.
I'm
Um,
thinking about getting a medical dog because the kids are getting ready to go back to school soon. And, you know, I'm going to be between a certain amount of hours alone, you know, and also possibly a medical bracelet. I'm thinking about getting one of those, you know, as well.
yeah, the medical bracelet is key. I've been remiss in not getting mine, but you know, I don't go a lot of places because of my ailments these days. Crowds is one thing in particular with the PTSD that I almost wholeheartedly avoid. So some of the best festivals around, I'm missing out on because of that. But you do what you have to do to protect yourself.
Right.
Can you give me just
Right.
one moment? I think there's something going on.
Okay.
One moment.
Okay, no problem. So, you guys, if you're just tuning in, we're discussing how, you know, your lifestyle is impacted by different medications and how it changes your whole life, and how medical marijuana also helps and assists with um, curing, you know, some of the issues, and helps you to be able to treat yourself, I would say naturally, to be able to help alleviate some of the, you know, medical medicines that they put you on, because they write a lot of prescriptions, and they
They
are
do.
really quick to write those prescriptions out for everything you got going on. I looked up the other day and I asked my husband, I said, honey, when did I get this particular medicine? And he was like, I don't know what that is. I said, well, what did they give it to me for? He said, well, what you might have to do is Google it, because I can't remember what they gave it to you for. And when I looked it up, it was for hypertension. I guess my blood pressure was high at that moment when I went to the emergency room. But they didn't tell me that. They just wrote me a prescription.
Well,
You know what
my
I'm
doctor,
saying?
My doctor is really good about not wanting to give new prescriptions. So I've been very fortunate with that. But the fact that she doesn't want to write new prescriptions, I still ended up with over 20 plus meds, shows how easy it is for it to add up before you know it.
Right.
One of the things I had was medicated shampoo. And until I really worked with a stylist, I didn't realize that what I had wasn't dandruff. It was a toxicity or a buildup from all the medications causing the flakiness and the buildup in my scalp. And as I've come off of some of the meds, that problem has gone away. So
Oof.
something as simple as that. So on the meds, as people see the breakage, the thinning, the additional flaking and buildup, I had a buildup almost like a cradle cap.
And
And
that was from medications from some of the different medicines that you were on. So
yes,
you
and
guys, if you're out there in, the world and listening to what we're talking about, um, and you're not understanding why maybe possibly your body is going through these dramatic changes, look at the medication you're on, look at the side effects, read up on some of the side effects, because a lot of these medications have side effects, and they don't necessarily tell you that, especially when you don't have a primary doctor and you're just kind of going through the emergency room, checking in for, like me, I've been checking into the ER for seizures and not really having a primary doctor, what I'm saying, assigned. That's tough because they just write you, girl, how many medicines do I got? They just write you stuff. They just, you know what I mean?
exactly. But I'm going to tell you, even with the primary care, you have to talk to them. You have to be honest. That's what a lot of people are afraid of. You have to tell them. I found out that I was allergic to marijuana at about the age of 18. I tried to smoke, and I went to my doctor because I was, breaking out. I almost scratched my skin off, boiling hot water because I'm having this reaction. And it didn't dawn on me that I'm allergic to trees, leaves, weeds, flowers, pollen, mold, plants, grass, everything outdoors. And I was honest with my doctor and told him that I did try marijuana back then. And he just looked at me and he's like, and you're allergic to what? And then it dawned on me. So if I had just told him I was having this experience and not, been open and honest, could he have really effectively treated me? And would I've gone on trying to smoke marijuana, still having these reactions, never linking the two things together? So you,
Right. And then me and you had a previous conversation, and I was telling you that I possibly got exposed to mold in my last unit, and you were saying that even the epilepsy could be a possible result from the mold exposure.
yes,
Uh,
your
because
environment, yes.
if it just happens suddenly out of nowhere, and also I have a friend too. This is what they're not telling you either, with what's going on with what is that with COVID. I have a nurse that treats patients with COVID and things like that. She told me that some of the symptoms of COVID are even epilepsy, and that they're not telling you that that's connected to if you had COVID and didn't know it,
Mm-hmm.
because some of the symptoms are not as severe as others. You may have had a really, really bad cold, caught COVID, didn't know it, and then you're coming in all of a sudden with epileptic, issues. She said that's also a derivative of symptoms of COVID. People are losing their taste, their smell, um, they're losing their breathing, of course, and the ventilator. It's a lot of symptoms tied to COVID, and people are up and down with even that. So she was like, if you had a bad cold back then and didn't know, you possibly had COVID too, wasn't aware of it, and then probably caught epilepsy from that. because when your immune system is down and it becomes weak from some of the things that are around you and you don't know it, you know what I mean? These are the results.
And I just want to emphasize with PTSD, it, when triggered, and the stress on the body could leave your immune system compromised and leave you susceptible to things like COVID and other conditions. But one thing that I don't believe people are talking about is the fact that menopause and PTSD, chronic pain, and other things, and the benefits of medical marijuana. Because we as women don't want to admit that we're aging. We don't want to admit the changes in our bodies. We don't want to talk about it. But I think we have to get past that and really look at how we can benefit ourselves.
Right. They don't even talk about the whole, with menopause, your period is compromised, it stops, or it begins to, go away. And then there are hormonal changes, and it's just so much. People don't talk about these things.
Right.
Menopause is something else.
And
Your breast go through changes with that. Everything.
One of the things I found, we have a loss of moisture in certain areas, and trying commercial products, having the chemicals in my body from all the medicines, started having reactions to things that's supposed to be hypersensitive, and just having to take charge of that and finding out, hey, I can not only use natural substances, but I can infuse them for a different experience.
Right.
So that's one of the things, as a woman who is going into menopause, that has been an eye opener for me to look at how this also treats not only the conditions I had, but the stage of life I'm going into.
So it's the PTSD, menopause, all the medications,
And
the
chronic
pain levels. It's just so much, all at one time, and you're dealing with all of that.
And it gets overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
But the approach is to eat an elephant. And since you can't swallow an elephant whole, you have to eat it one piece at a time. So it's attacking it systematically, and but looking at it as a whole approach. So I'm not treating just physical symptoms, but I'm looking at what is my mental state, my physical problems, my changes in life, and how to deal with this as a whole. And one of the things I can say, medical marijuana has so many benefits that it may not cure, but it has helped alleviate some of the distress in all of the different areas that I'm experiencing problems in medically.
So I want to read this other comment that Star made. She's making some really good debating comments today in rebuttal of what we're talking about. She said, when I saw what my mom went through, I asked God, can you pass that over to me? I don't do menopause, never had it. I count my blessings, and my heart goes out to those that are suffering from their own personal summer. Because some women experience, I would say, tension, like you're just always tensed up. You know what I mean? Don't talk to me. Don't, like, it's like that. You're jumpy and you're high strung and it's like you're stressed out all day, every day.
And then add PTSD as another layer on top of that, and then the chronic pain and being faced with the fact that your body no longer functions
the way it used to.
Things, not just the way it used to, just to be able to lift a can of soda or to walk to the mailbox and back.
Right. Oh, this is deep. This is deep. I wanted to make sure. Oh man, when I wanted to make sure when I met you that we had you on here and that we talked about these things because so many people and especially women in the world are suffering and going through these same type of situations. And we want to put a face on it because we want them to know it's not just you.
It's not. And
You
then there's
know,
also the religious stigma behind it that a lot of, I mean, we've been told for so long that marijuana bad and that Christians don't do that. But my question to anyone is, would you rather your loved ones and your closest friends be on opioids versus cannabis, one being a man-made pharmaceutical where they have their place, but the other one being a natural substance from the ground and God made?
and what's the difference?
Well,
And then also if we're talking about religious aspects, it's not religiously right to be addicted to medications either.
right. And so that's my question.
You know?
If you weigh it out, which do you do? Do you do a man-made substance or a God-given substance? Because if a marijuana plant is in the wilderness and no human intervention is around and the wind blows and the seeds spread, it's a weed. It will continue to grow, whether we're there to harvest it and use it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm.
uh, hydros and oxycodones and certain other pills, they don't just appear without human intervention.
Right. Right. And give us that message again because the show already, we're almost at the end of our show. Wow. Can you believe that? This hour went by fast.
Yes, and I just wanted to share one of the things. My sweetheart gave me a gummy, and like Cinderella, one a shoe could change your life, so can a gummy. I finally found out I could eat I could eat marijuana. I could get the benefits. I tried a few gummies. I had positive results each time. And then it's like, how do I make these myself and control exactly what goes into it? So that's what began my whole journey and has led to us having an online live cannabis cooking school too.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
want to
you're
teach
actually
other people.
preparing cannabis now too and cooking it and put it into different forms to be of assistance to other people
Yes,
because you found that it works so well.
yes,
That's awesome.
yes, ma'am. I want to teach anybody who wants to learn how to do this for themselves. And they can tailor it to what they want. And once they learn the basic skills, they can make almost anything they want. The shrimp scampi we make is phenomenal, but so are the peanut butter cookies. So we're not limited to the foods that you can infuse. And that's just it.
You also infuse strawberries too, right? Or something?
Actually, those were uh, strawberry gummies made to look like
Okay.
coated in infused strawberry kiwi sugar. But we will be doing jerk chicken real soon infused.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not, that's just it. You can treat yourself and enjoy your foods at the same time. You don't have to eat the same flavors or the same foods over and over. And you can do sugar free. You can make the flavors you like. I'm a big cherry flavor person. My sweetheart is a watermelon person. And then experiment with flavors. I have a sparkling wine flavor with a few drops of lemon, gives you something similar to a mimosa. I also make a phenomenal lemonade, which led me to start making Southern style infused sweet tea.
So how do people get in touch with you to be able to order some of your products and things like that?
Well, I don't sell any products. I strictly have classes, and I will help people through problems. I'm at the real Jaja Peach .com, and Jaja is spelled Jaja, the way many of us say it in Jaja. So the real JajaPeach.com. I'm on Facebook as Jaja Peach. I have Twitter under the real Jaja Peach. Um, Instagram, just about every social media platform. I am the real Jaja Peach or just Jaja Peach.
Okay.
So they can reach out to me. There is a business phone number which works Tuesday through Saturdays. Our hours are posted on the website, and the business phone number is on there also.
Do you know it by any chance or have it handy?
501
Uh-huh.
297
297?
Yes, ma'am. 3890. And we
38.
are going to broadcast live from midnight to 3 a.m. on at whatpointradio.com.
Okay, I hope
Yes,
that's the
that's our
correct
phone.
number. 501
That is
297.
the
Sorry about putting the wrong. I put the wrong
That's okay.
in the
It's the
middle.
right. And at what point radio, we're going to try to once we get it up and running in the next few days, we're going to try to broadcast every night or every morning from midnight to 3 a.m. live call-ins. Also on our YouTube channel, we're trying to build our subscribers, and we have plenty of goodies to give away. Uh, we're giving away dry herb pens. We're giving away cash money, $500 in Visa gift cards. We're giving away all kinds of things, T-shirts, rolling trays, anything that could be useful in your cannabis experience. Yeah, the main thing is about having fun and informing people and walking through this experience. I've learned so much from the people I've interacted with, as well as
Mm-hmm.
information with them. So this is a community thing. Um, I we don't profess to know it all or be the beginning and end of the knowledge of this, but we are doing the best we can, learning as we go and sharing everything so other people can get the benefits from this.
Well, I just want to thank you for, making our platform aware of these, amazing things. All this information you gave us today was golden. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just grateful that you shared it with this platform to be able
Well,
to help so many people out there in the world, that are going through these same things that we're experiencing.
yes.
Um, so I
I'm
just want to thank you. Go
I'm
ahead.
grateful you had us on today. And thank you, Star.
What did he say?
No, I was saying thank you to Star for her blessings.
Yes.
And I am so grateful for you hosting us today.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for commenting, Star, on this podcast and giving us your feedback, because even that feedback is amazing. I mean, so many women are suffering with medication, PTSD, with menopause. So many women are suffering with these different things, and thank God that we're now able to have these type of solutions and to work our way through all of those issues. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say again, thank you, Jaja Peach, for your amazing presence, energy, for all this information today. And definitely keep in touch with us.
Well, we have in the works, so I will keep you up to date, because Jaja's journey will be coming out. From Randy to Harold will be following right behind that, if not at the same time. I can't emphasize enough that PTSD happens in and outside of the military, and we don't have to continue to be victimized by sexual trauma. Um, we can be survivors and move on, and we can take charge of our lives, our health, and live healthy as possible.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So thank you again for your amazing energy and presence and your amazing information. We're gonna let you go. I'm gonna close out the show, and we'll see y'all next time. Hold on, let me. I'll see you next time. Okay, Jaja, peace. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
All right, so y'all, that was Jaja Peace. She was amazing. She gave us so much information on how to treat ourselves medically, with marijuana, and the benefits of that. And she talked about so many uh, amazing things today that will help so many people. So, y'all, we are doing these real informative shows, real powerful platforms with different types of people that are, living their real realities and real lives going through things like this. So keep watching, keep tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time here, okay, on the Queen G Live Experience. Peace.